My name is Kaley Cohen. I am the VP of Business Operations and Strategy for Denver Summit FC.
And I am Bianca Velez. I am our VP of Ticket Sales and Service for Denver Summit FC.
Awesome. And I'm Amanda with ALSD. We are doing a series on Denver called My Mile High Why. So we're interviewing all kinds of cool people like Bianca and Kaley here today to talk about Denver. More specifically, why? Why is ALSD hosting our 2026 conference in Denver? And today we're bringing you an awesome story about a brand new NWSL team, how they're getting it off the ground, how they're basically building the dream from scratch. So we're going to start there, guys. And the question is exactly that. You're building the dream from the ground to the summit. I'm really interested to know how you're doing this. Who are you leaning on? And from where else are you taking cues?
I think we're really fortunate. So our president, Jen Millay, she previously worked on the Bay FC team, which was the last NWSL expansion team out in the San Francisco market. And so she has done this before. Her background is in the startup world. So definitely leaning heavily on her. But I think Bianca can speak to it. I think we've all built really strong networks throughout the years in the sports industry. And so definitely relying on others and the lessons they've learned along the way. I think we're all really quick to ask for advice and, pivot. We're not going to get everything perfect, but we're certainly trying our best.
Yeah. And to echo, what Kaley said at the end, I think it really, I know for me, I've leaned so much into my network and, my previous bosses, reaching out to them and just others in the industry who in the last couple of years have also had this awesome opportunity to build a club from the ground up. So there's so many great examples in the space of what's worked well and continuing to learn from those new projects. Right now too, I would say Boston is a great partner with us of we're going through this together. So, leaning on our counterparts of making sure we're all aligned in what some of our next steps are.
Yeah, and what's really cool too is that not only NWSL growing, but MLS has recently grown as well. So you can take cues from another, league that, kind of did the old hockey stick. They went up. I researched a really cool project. I'm here local in Ohio, in Dayton, and FC Cincinnati had a very similar story, talking about doing the business plan, sitting at a kitchen table before they even had an office, before they even had a stadium. So yeah, lots of people in the industry to lean on. So I appreciate that. The other cool thing is the name. I absolutely love the summit. Obviously you're in Colorado, so it's very fitting. How are you guys leaning into that? Is a marketing strategy behind that yet?
Yeah. So, well,
Tell that story. Yeah.
we love our name. We're really passionate about it. It actually was selected through a fan vote. So we did a fan vote back in February with we had 15,000 submissions and it wasn't even close. Summit was by and far the favorite. I think it really resonates with people. It's aspirational. We're trying to get to the highest point in the league. So people really love it, but obviously just true to our Denver roots. So it's definitely coming to life in our marketing. At our brand launch, two slogans we used a lot were meet us at the top, climb with us, see you at the summit. So again, really trying to holistically bring everybody along in this journey with us. But yeah, we're climbing one to start a team before March next year, but twofold, just to try to be the best team in the league in every aspect.
And that ties into some of the programming that we've come out with recently too. Our supporters, they just announced their name as the 14ers, so really leaning into that. And then we also just announced a program from the ticketing standpoint called Club 5280, and it's our membership program. And it's talking about bringing as many fans along with us in this journey. So definitely leaning into that summit and that very Colorado branding.
Yeah, and I do think
the 5280. What's the 14?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to explain. So I think that's why we've had a lot of success in the market. We are, super hyper local, but we always say when you win locally, you win nationally, you win globally. But everything about us is true to the Denver, Colorado core. So 14ers are a very special thing in Colorado. They are mountains that are above 14,000 feet. So I'm probably wrong on my numbers, but I think there's only 60 some 14ers in the United States. And I believe 54 of those are in Colorado. So 14ers are super important. And then 5280, 5,280 feet is obviously a mile high.
Back real quick to Summit, I'm surprised that nobody else had taken that name before you guys, so good for you guys for grabbing that one, and stealing everyone else's thunder with the coolest name. I can't say that, I guess. We have to be very agnostic with who we like best, but it's pretty cool. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, so keeping going here, you leaned into this a little bit in a previous question, but I'm certainly interested to know, how are you developing a sales and a service process? You're so early in the club phase.
So we actually hit
Oh
15,000
my
ticket
gosh.
deposits. And that's really why we just transitioned to this Club 5280 program. It is a continued like wait list for people to be able to get season tickets with us, whether that's for the 2026 season or as we transition, season over season, and then eventually into that permanent stadium in 2028. I think for us, why Club 5280 works for us is also just the storytelling that we have to do. Because yeah, to your point, there's not a stadium that people can see right now, but we will be in that temporary stadium for the next 2 years. And as far as like building out this programming, we have this great base of 15,000 people who obviously are making it a little bit easier for us, who we know have interest in being season ticket members, or just being a part of, the journey with us and attending those single game matches.
Are you seeing, with what data you have, are a lot of those Denver and the surrounding area local? Are you seeing those from outside of Denver and the Colorado area even that are putting in the deposits?
Yeah, I would say predominantly people who are local, but we do have people, all over Colorado, who are interested in being a part of it. And yeah, joining us in these first couple of years.
Yeah, awesome. What else is publicly known about the future venue plans? I know there's not a whole lot, obviously, we're so early in that plan, but anything, again, a venue nerd, a premium nerd,
Yeah.
anything that we do know that we can share?
Yeah, so Bianca alluded to it, but we will play in a temporary facility for our first 2 years. So very modular, kind of think Inter Miami, or even Northwestern, their temporary football stadium. But we will have premium offerings in the temporary stadium. So we will have some suites. People are usually surprised by that, but yeah, we will have some premium offerings in the temporary stadium. And then our permanent stadium is set to open in March of 2028. And that is at Santa Fe and I-25. So in downtown Denver, we're really excited about, especially the premium in that stadium. I think we know Denver is a market that loves premium. And so trying to create a unique experience that really sets us apart from the other teams in Denver.
Yeah, well, again, congratulations on that too. A question that was not on our script, but one that we're highly interested in. We're all females sitting here on this interview, like the taking off, rocket ship of women's sports has been incredible to watch. Is that a story that you're leaning into as well? And if so, how so?
For sure. Definitely I grew up in Denver and never had a women's team, a major women's pro team to kind of look up to. And so Denver was the last remaining city without a major women's professional sports team. So I think we all just feel a lot of pride in bringing this team to Colorado. But yeah, just excitement about women's sports and the growth of it. I mean, I think our entire club's kind of vision and mission is that women's sports is not at the same place as men, not because the level of play is less, but just because the investment hasn't been there.
Yeah, to Kaley's point too, Denver is definitely like home for me too. I didn't grow up here, but having worked for the Colorado Rapids and hearing this for years from the fans of wanting a women's team, this is definitely something that sets us apart in the market, from what we're building, but obviously leaning into the fact that this is a women's team, and like we do have a lot of strong women leadership even in our office. So we're definitely going to lean into that. And again, it's our power right now and being able to tell that story and set us apart from the other teams in the market.
Well, and you too. Obviously, you're already leaders in the craft and what you do. So congrats on that as well. The last question we'll get you out on is like, we got to know the hot spots in Denver. I mean, Kaley, I know you weren't, born and raised here, but Bianca, you've spent some time here. Where do we have to go? Where do ALSD attendees, like, where can they not miss next year in Denver?
Oh my gosh, there's so many places.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes to mind is like A5.
Oh,
It's
A5
like
is
my
really
favorite
good.
steakhouse. And then Uchi.
Oh, Uchi's also good. I have a sweet tooth, so little man ice cream.
Yeah.
Same girl.
Salted Oreo, it's to die for.
Yeah.
And then I love just, classic good old Denver dive brewery,
Yeah.
but Wind Coop, they it's right downtown, but they have a pool hall on the upstairs. And so grabbing a pint and playing some pool, can't miss it.
Yeah.
Grabbing a pint. That's such an English thing to say. It's a football thing to say.
Yeah.
I will tell you the coolest thing about these interviews that I've done. We've already asked that question in a different way 4 different times, and I haven't heard the same answer once, which means that Denver is packed with cool stuff to do. So awesome answers. I can't wait to see you both out there. We'll have to grab a pint together next time we're there. But that's it, guys. Unless there's anything else that I may have missed, anything you want the community to know, we should be all set. What do you think?
I think we're good. We're excited. Thanks, Amanda.
Fantastic, guys. All right. Well, we'll see you next time we're in Denver. Thanks for sharing the time with us. Have a good afternoon.
Have a great one.
Thanks, Amanda.
See ya.